Hello and welcome back to What I Wished I'd Known About Self-Publishing Before I Got Started. I am Karlie with Dragon Key Press, and today we are going to look at creating a paperback cover for our book. Now, I'm trying to make one for my newest book, Moving the Zoo, so I'm going to actually use some of the tools here that KDP has. They actually have a thing to create a paperback book. Just go to kdp.com and click on the little help button at the top once you've logged in, and then you can scroll through book formatting and create a book cover. Now I'm going to want a template like this where I can actually know exactly where I need to put all of my information. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to say I am doing a paperback. I'm going to probably be doing standard color on this one. Paper will automatically be white because that's the only type they do with color. And the book will be read from left to right as is standard in the United States. And I'm going to measure it in inches because that's what I'm used to, but you can choose millimeters for your metric. My interior size is 8 by 10, and I am currently at a page count of 40 pages. So we're going to calculate our dimensions, and it will basically make a thing for us. That'll tell us exactly what we need right here. Then you can actually download the template. And then I'm going to go ahead and open this up. At this point, it really helps to have like Adobe Photoshop or Illustrator because they are definitely wonderful programs to have. Okay, I'm going to say we need to copy this and put it in a different place than just that because it doesn't like to open it from just whatever. So we're going to put it over here and say open up in Photoshop, so that I can go ahead and open it up in the appropriate kind of thing. And it'll kind of give you an idea of what it looks like. I've actually pretty much created the front cover already, so that all I really need to do is make sure I copy and paste that over, and then I will have to worry about the spine and things like that. But once this loads, you can kind of see what it will look like. The solid black line is where the book will be cut to size. The blue dashes right here are where the spine will fold. The white area is where anything you want printed is actually going to be visible. And since this is for a little kid's book and it's so small, I actually won't be able to put anything on the spine, so I'm not going to worry about that. But if you're doing like a novel or things like that, you'll probably want to put the name of your book, the author, a little imprint, image, logo, whatever mark that you may have created for that there. This red or pink area right here is out of the live area or the bleed where your background is probably going to be cut out, but you need to actually go into that area so that when they cut your book, you don't end up with weird white lines from the cutting of the book in areas that you don't want it. You want it to bleed off the page. So it must fill that pink area. Obviously, you'll not want this part to be visible when you do anything. So I'm going to actually just kind of pull some guides so that I know exactly where everything is going to end up. Because you don't want it to go in areas you don't want. This is kind of my bleed spine area, the middle of my spine. Since I don't need to actually put anything in there, I'm not going to worry about putting any actual guides there. But if I were doing a novel, I would want to have one for each little area in there so that I know just where I can place things without having issues. Now, down here, you notice this little thing for the barcode. Since this is a KDP template, And it actually does work for Ingram Spark for the most part. They actually will have that area predetermined where they will put your ISBN information in barcode format on your book. So you need to make sure you don't have anything in that little area. So I've created a little box with guides around that so that I don't end up accidentally putting something there that I don't need there. Now I'm going to make sure that I have my little safety area also marked out. That's where the bleed actually goes inside the black line. So you want to make sure you don't have anything in there that's pertinent. You don't want to have accidentally cut off, because sometimes they cut a little tighter than other times, and that's something you need to kind of worry about. Now I have my cover here somewhere that I already previously created right here. And I have all of these lovely layers for it that I'm going to go ahead and say, bring together. And we're going to basically just grab it all and move it over. Obviously, I didn't get everything, so we're going to go ahead and try it again. When you're doing this, make sure you literally get everything that you need before you drag it over. Otherwise, you're going to have that kind of issue where it doesn't bring everything over. Okay. Now I've got that. And I want to make sure that I put it so that it is inside my safety line. So I'm going to go ahead and adjust it as necessary so that it kind of goes into those areas and doesn't go into any areas that it shouldn't. So I might have to move it down just a little bit here, there, yonder, etc. Alright. Since it is going to kind of spill over, I'm going to go ahead and just extend those fields all the way over. At least the ones that kind of go all the way over anyway, so that now you can't actually see where those lines are. And yeah, my marks kind of blend in with the background. But back here, we're going to add in our text and things like that, so that we actually have, this is what the book is about. Pull up your little fact sheet again. Say, hey, here is my blurb, and we're going to put that in. And obviously not in that color, but there's my blurb. And it's inside my little area. Life is good there. When I do other books, children's books, I actually have my imprint and age down here. I'm not going to go ahead and add all of those details, because this is kind of just the basics. But you'll want to make sure nothing goes into that barcode area. Children's books, I usually also have kind of an insert of one of the images from inside my little logo here, since I can't put it on the spine, and I usually add in kind of the age for which it's intended down here. But when you're doing it for other things, you'll have your cover image with your title, your name of who wrote it. You don't have to say written by, per se. And then you'll have your blurb. If you have any reviews you've already gotten in advance, you can add those as well to the back. And then on the spine, turned sideways, you'll have the name of your book, and then your author name, usually author name at the bottom and book name at the top. And then if you have your little imprint mark or logo, you'll put that up there at the top as well, so that they know who the imprint or printer publisher is. Just make sure you don't put anything in that barcode area. Other than that, it's actually pretty straightforward on how to get everything there. Like I said, they have a pretty good kind of thing here if you need to kind of know different things. They'll kind of show you the spine safe area, margins, etc. And it will actually make it kind of more specific to what you need. And then if you're putting it on Ingram, if it doesn't quite fit what they want, they will let you know and give you the option to download a template that will actually fit what their print specifications are. And we'll talk about all of that kind of stuff later. But for all intents and purposes, that's basically how you make a cover for a print book. If you're doing for a hardcover, it obviously will be larger because it has to actually fold over the binding of the book, the cardboard outside, or whatever it is they use for that. So just keep that in mind. That's why it does ask for your format, the binding type, and that kind of stuff. But that's pretty much how you do it. Make sure you have your images all kind of figured out. You can actually hire people out to do this for you if you don't know how to do it yourself. But if you're doing it yourself, just kind of study what is kind of standard for the genre and age group that you're going for, so you have an idea of what they look like. So you can kind of use that as a baseline for how you want to design your cover. But outside of that, it's pretty much however you want, the different fonts, the images, etc. This is perfect, as you can see, for a kid's book, especially for younger audiences. So for me, it's just right on the money there. But yeah, if you have any questions, comments, etc., feel free to drop them in the comment box or send me a message and let me know. In the meantime, I am Karlie with Dragon Key Press, and I hope to see you next time.